Friends, if you're seeing this video, then I'm afraid I didn't make it. Oh wait, we did make it. We made it through the relatives, the dinner table discussion, your loved one's dementia, and your guest's reaction to that dementia at Thanksgiving dinner. If you feel like a superhero, that's well deserved. I feel a little bit more like I just survived a Mad Max movie. You did a lot of work to pull this holiday off, and I'm going to mention the elephant in the room. For many of us, there's another big holiday next month, too. That's why this last video in the series is about holiday recovery. First, I hope you had a great Thanksgiving. For me, if I'm being honest, it was a little tough. This was my first year that my mom wasn't very present. Even last year, she was able to understand the holiday, remember why we were all together, and laugh and smile. This year, she seemed confused and a little depressed. She had a difficult time finding the right words or telling a coherent story. In order to help the situation, my partner and I kept the holiday to just the three of us. Because of the intimate group of people who understood her and understood the disease, we were able to provide compassion and redirection so that Mom could have a pretty good time. There were sad moments, but we were able to create a few happy memories too. And now I'm mentally and emotionally exhausted. If you feel the same way, let's talk about some recovery options to get our mojo back and help our loved ones return to the status quo. What can we do to help our loved ones who might have been agitated by the holiday events? First, routine is important for people living with dementia, and we all just had a big kick in the pants when it comes to our routines. To get our loved ones settled again, try the following. First, start right away by changing the atmosphere to facilitate calm. Turn down bright lights, reduce or eliminate background noise like TV commercials, play calming music, and tell Cousin Ralphie, for God's sake, to take off that unsettling pink bunny suit that Aunt Clara made him. There's a deep cut for the Christmas Story fans out there. Remove blinking lights and unusual decorations. Basically, get the place back to normal as soon as possible. You may also want to have a quiet space prepared for your loved one to feel calm and reassured. Somewhere that wasn't changed at all during the celebration and contains some favorite items. If they're up for it, involve them in an activity like putting things away, cleaning a small space, or putting leftover cookies in containers. Involving them in the household tasks keeps them busy and more focused on the present moment instead of the disturbance they just experienced. As you move into the next day, resume the normal schedule as quickly as possible. Now, what about you? If you're like most caregivers, you put your own recovery last after everyone else. And when most people point that out, they sanctimoniously say things like, "You can't care for others if you don't care for yourself." Oh, good. I needed one more guilt trip. We're caregivers. My mom needs more care than I do, and I have less time to care for myself as a result. That's just the reality. You don't need to do an hour of goat yoga every day to be healthy and care for yourself. However, can you make any time for yourself? It might be just 5 minutes, or it might even be just 30 seconds a few times a day. But if you prioritize yourself in those short moments, there's a chance to recharge your battery. When you do recharge, it's important to acknowledge that this is what you're doing. Your attention and your intention are important. When you spend an extra minute in the bathroom working on the New York Times crossword, it's easy to just do it out of habit and not think about it or appreciate it. Instead, take a second to recognize that, for a few seconds, you're plugging in and recharging. Say to yourself something like, "This is self-care," or "I'm doing system recovery right now." Experience conscious enjoyment. If we're intentional about caring for ourselves, it's more effective. Acknowledge what you're doing for yourself. In the description for this video, I'm sharing a link to an online training that I had charged $29 for in the past. I've decided to make it free for everyone. Call it a holiday present. It's called Caregiver Down, Requesting Backup, and it covers 14 different methods for taking care of yourself when you're emotionally exhausted or in crisis. I spent years researching and testing these methods, mostly to get through my own personal crises. Now, I've spent 20 years developing training for caregivers, and I don't mind saying that I think this is one of the best and most useful ones I've ever done. I hope it helps a lot of people. Click the link to take it or to go back to it at any time, and leave a comment about what you think. All right, Illumination. That wraps up our Thanksgiving series, and I want to tell you that this year I'm very thankful for you. If you aren't too wiped out from the turkey coma, like this video, say hi in the comments, and subscribe to this channel. I hope you had a happy Thanksgiving filled with love and hope, and I'll see you next time.